This is News 25 with Unette Gentry. Local news with Deanna O'Donnell. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 25 is also brought to you by Silver State Health, Pahrumph's exclusive pediatric care clinic. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Deanna and Missy are off today. It's Wednesday, April 28th. Well, the California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash on Tuesday that seriously injured two people on California Highway 178, about 11 miles west of the state line. Both victims were flown to UMC Trauma in Las Vegas.
California Highway Patrol investigators say a 2006 Dodge Caravan was traveling westbound on 178 around 11:30 Tuesday morning when it ran into the rear of a Caltrans construction sweeper operating within a Caltrans construction zone. The impact caused significant damage to both vehicles and major injuries to both drivers. Pahrump Valley Fire Chief Scott Lewis was the first to arrive at the scene.
Just before the lunch hour, Pahrump Fire Rescue was dispatched on a mutual aid assignment to Inyo, California, for a report of a motor vehicle accident with multiple injuries. As crews were responding, it was updated that a van versus an off-road type of vehicle was involved. As I arrived on location, I found a significant impact between the two vehicles. One vehicle came to rest on the side of the road. The other one was blocking both lanes of traffic. The scene size-up revealed that one was mechanically entrapped. The person on the machinery was extricated by personnel on scene and taken to a safe area. Assessment of the injuries indicated that both needed flight for trauma criteria. The person that was mechanically entrapped was extricated by our heavy rescue unit that responded on the first alarm. Crews added an additional medic unit for the second patient. We flew both patients out. Mercy Air 21 and Mercy Air 7 landed at the scene. Patient care was transferred and they were subsequently both flown to trauma in critical condition.
Both victims are Pahrump residents. California Highway Patrol has not released their names, but we do know a 73-year-old man was driving the Dodge Caravan and a 54-year-old man was driving the construction vehicle. No other vehicles were involved.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating another crash. This one, a two-vehicle collision sending 4 people to the hospital. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue transported those patients.
Late yesterday afternoon, we were dispatched a report of a two-vehicle accident in the area of Gamebird and South Vic Ann. As crews arrived on location, they found an accident between two vehicles, significant damage sustained by both. Crews medically assessed the patients, and 4 patients transported to the local hospital. They were both couples, elderly couples that were involved in the accident, and both were respectively transported together.
And it's busy on those roadways. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating a Tuesday night crash in Pahrump. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt in this accident.
We were dispatched late yesterday evening for a report of a single vehicle accident. Actually, when we arrived on location, we found a two-vehicle accident. While there was no entrapment, there were 2 people that were injured, however, declined medical treatment or transport. There was moderate damage sustained by both vehicles. There was no rollover mechanism. One vehicle struck the other from behind.
Southbound 160 was closed for about an hour while crews cleared that scene and troopers conducted their investigation. Well, the road to recovery from COVID-19 will soon be in the hands of local authorities. Governor Steve Sisolak has approved Nye County's mitigation and enforcement plan. So starting this Saturday, the county will be able to decide what's best for people here, which includes notable planned changes for how we gather and do business.
Nye County received the go-ahead Tuesday, a letter from the governor's office thanking local leaders for the work invested in developing the Nye County local COVID-19 mitigation and enforcement plan. That letter also delegates authority to Nye County to manage the COVID-19 mitigation measures starting May 1st. Emergency Management Director Scott Lewis presented the county's plan to the state April 22nd, and it includes some notable changes. Starting Saturday, the county will remove capacity limitations for businesses and gatherings, meaning businesses can once again operate at 100%. The county will also lift social distancing restrictions. However, the statewide requirement for all Nevadans to wear a mask remains in place, meaning for the time being, everyone must still wear a mask in public spaces, including businesses. So don't toss out those face masks just yet.
And Clark County will also gain control of its COVID-19 recovery. The state has approved its local COVID-19 mitigation and enforcement plan as well, and it too goes into effect on Saturday. Their plan, approved by Clark County commissioners back on April 20th, increases capacity restrictions for public gatherings to 80% occupancy and reduces social distance requirements from 6 to only 3 feet. Additionally, currently closed businesses like nightclubs and adult entertainment venues can reopen. Clark County commissioners say capacity and social distancing requirements will be removed when 60% of the eligible population receives at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. As of today, about 47% of eligible populated people have received at least one vaccination shot. And again, masks will still be required in all public spaces until further notice. And stay tuned, we'll have much more local and national news when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the National Labor Relations Board will review the union rejection vote at an Amazon facility in Alabama. Ford is building a new battery plant in Michigan, and consumer confidence rebounds to pre-pandemic levels.
Topping our news, on May 7th, the National Labor Relations Board will hold a hearing to go over objections to the union election that failed at Amazon's Alabama warehouses. Fewer than 30% of those warehouse workers voted in favor of the union. Amazon rejects any claims of interference. Ford is charging up to produce batteries for electric cars. The center will be near Detroit and is expected to open by the end of next year. Checking the economy, U.S. home prices edged up at the fastest pace in 15 years. Home prices surged 12% as mortgage rates remain below 3% at 2.87. Consumer confidence came in much higher than expected at 121.7 for April. That is a pre-pandemic level. Taking a look at earnings, Microsoft's revenue rose 19% to $41.7 billion. That is the biggest growth since 2018.
Thanks so much, Angela. Looking back now to more local news, there's a rising baseball star making a great recovery on the diamond here in Pahrump. We had the chance to speak with Austin, and he tells News 25 his story and how nothing can stop him.
Austin, how old are you?
11.
What's the A for?
The Braves.
I thought it was for Austin. Darn it! Are you on the Braves?
Yes.
Tell me about your team.
Our team is good. We've lost 2 games, tied 2, and won 8 or 9.
How long have you been playing baseball?
Since I was 4.
Yeah? How do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah? What do you like most about it?
I like just getting out of the house and playing.
Austin loves to go outdoors quite often, but all that could have changed when he went up on a trip to Wheeler Pass.
It's been challenging,
Yeah?
but I've been doing good as I've been playing baseball.
Yeah? What happened?
We were in the mountains on Wheeler Pass Road, and we did a donut, and we hit like this bump, and it made the whole thing flip. And I panicked and stuck my arm out, and
no.
I just landed, and it was hanging on by a tendon.
Yeah? And then they removed it and it feels pretty good and you're doing really good in baseball now?
Mm-hmm.
Austin also has a very optimistic view on his future and where he currently stands. He tells us more of what he has accomplished and what he has in store for his future.
Being a player, you have been just doing massive stuff, overcoming stuff I hear too as well, right?
Yeah, I'm first base, starting pitcher on Saturday. I've hit 5 home runs in 1 grand slam.
Yeah? Fantastic. So what are you going to be when you grow up?
I want to be someone that makes prosthetics.
Yeah? You make prosthetics? Why?
Because I'm going to get a prosthetic and that inspires me to make prosthetics.
I'm super excited about the prosthetic thing. Have you got a chance to look at them and see what they're like and everything?
I am going to Vegas on Thursday, and we go there like every 3-4 weeks for them to check on my arm, and I get to go to this like prosthetic store, like where they fit you for your prosthetic and you get your prosthetic. And then, yeah, I've seen prosthetic legs and hands and all that, yeah.
So were you left-handed or right-handed?
I was right-handed.
Yeah, so what was that like to overcome that?
It was really hard.
Yeah. What was the hardest?
Learning how to write.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Learning how to throw, was it hard?
It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
I can throw really good now.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see you with the prosthetic and see what you do there, because I think that you have overcome things so quickly that this would just be nothing for you.
Yeah.
Wow, what an amazing young man. And don't grab that remote when News 25 returns. We're telling you about new coronavirus variants and how COVID-19 is affecting everything, including your child's education.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, for many students, distance learning has been difficult, and that's having real-world consequences. Testing of students shows there's been a drop-off in both reading and math skills, and that's left parents scrambling to get their children in tutoring centers, which are moving to the forefront in the education community. Kim Martinez reports.
Parents were coming in just kind of scared, panicked, my kids are falling behind, we didn't even realize, help us.
Nina Bakhta is in a unique position to see in real time what's going on with the nation's students after being forced into distance learning by COVID for the last year. She's an owner and director of Kumon Center, where both math and reading skills are taught.
It's just been really heartbreaking to see where students are and where they should be. Primarily probably because of being virtual, and just I think everybody was a little lost.
At the end of last year, national testing by the Northwest Evaluation Association of students grades 3 through 8 shows students scored an average of 5 to 10 percentile points lower in math, with grades 3, 4, and 5 experiencing the largest drops.
I just felt really angry, sad, frustrated. I wanted to know the answers so I could do better in class.
Being really fast at your addition and subtraction facts, and you had to know multiplication and division, and I knew she wasn't there. I said, this is going to be a tough year.
And that's why families have been turning to tutors and centers like Kumon. Once a child is behind, every day counts.
Every single day for half an hour you do these until you get good at it. And then you go on to the next level and next level.
Kumon is based on the concept of self-learning. Developed in Japan for a teacher's son, the system is so impressive it's now used worldwide. Students are assessed at the beginning of their enrollment and throughout the program as they've mastered each level.
It's a linear program. Everything is built in small steps. It's practiced, mastered, then we add on to it, And so after every level, we do an assessment.
Many of the nation's students are facing a hard road back to just achieving grade level, which is why extra tutoring and after-school centers such as Kumon will most likely end up being major players in solving the COVID education crisis moving forward.
Something supplemental is going to be needed in order to bridge the gap. There's only so many things you can do in 8 hours of a school day.
For students who get the help they need, such as Sophie, the difference will be dramatic.
I feel happy, excited, glad that I can now do the math so it's easier in class.
Kim Martinez reporting.
If you'd like more information about Kumon and possible scholarships for tutoring, check with the Kumon Center in your area. And research is shedding light on how COVID-19 variants have evolved since the start of the global pandemic, which doctors say is important to understand.
The pieces are there. The puzzle is starting to be solved. And this is one of those things that helps us understand kind of how we got where we are right now and why things look the way they do, and honestly predicts what they may look as we continue to go forward.
Dr. Frank Esper is an infectious disease specialist with Cleveland Clinic Children's. He was in charge of the research, which looked at variants from the first 6 weeks of the pandemic. That time frame was chosen because therapies and treatments had not yet been introduced. He says they discovered that the original variants were quick to mutate. They also found that as variants progressed early in the pandemic, they became less severe but more contagious. He says they still have a lot to learn about the current variants circulating, including how they interact with the vaccine. However, by knowing what they do now, they're better able to predict patient outcomes and adjust mitigation efforts.
Each of these different strains may have a different effect on a person's severity of illness. And so trying to figure out what strains are worse than others will give us a better risk estimate as a physician, when I'm going to be taking care of these patients. What to expect, who's at higher risk than others.
Dr. Esper encourages everyone to get vaccinated, which he says will not only help slow the spread of the virus, but stop new variants from forming.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler staring out the window at the KPVM weather window. We're staring into Newport Beach, California, place I was just this morning. It was very wonderful. I'll tell you about the weather here locally in Nevada when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a blustery Wednesday. This is your weather report all up and down the state. Actually enjoying some pretty nice temperatures today. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, you're all sitting down in the low 70s for your high marks today. A little bit cooler in Tonopah and Goldfield at 68 and 69 degrees. But check out Beatty and the rest of the state coming south. It's warm, folks. 81 degrees in Beatty, 85 in Vegas and Amargosa, all the way up to 97 in Death Valley, California. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, where the air is pure and the grass is green and everybody's above average looking, it's 80 degrees is our current temperature. 83 was as high as it got today. And yeah, a lot of blow on that 83 degrees. It's sort of like the heat that comes off of a birthday cake. Wow. 5:53 this morning, the sun rose. It'll set this evening a little late if you're waiting for dinner. To sunset for dinner, you're going to be waiting until 7:29. Might need a snack. Northeasterly winds coming down to 10 miles per hour tonight. Humidity about 15%. And tomorrow and this week, what a treat. Look at this. 90 degrees tomorrow, 96 on Friday, Saturday up to 94 degrees. It's going to be beautiful pool weather. If you don't have a pool, have a friend with a pool, because you're going to want it this weekend. A little bit of clouds tempering it, a little bit of wind blowing us around, but not too scary. Scariest day, let's look at Sunday, 17 mile per hour winds, 88 degrees. But other than that, we are socking in with this beautiful summer weather and enjoying every minute of it. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, back to the desk, it's Unette.
All right, thanks, and so glad to have you back from vacation, John. And thanks for showing off that beautiful video of the beaches in California. Looks great. And this weekend's forecast right here in Pahrump looks great as well, in the low to mid 90s. And if you're looking for something to do to get outside and enjoy all that great weather, don't forget about all the events going on right here in Pahrump. We have the Pahrump Balloon Fest, a big baseball game, and the Wild West Extravaganza, all going on this weekend. So there's lots to do. Get out and have fun, and remember to wear your masks and stay socially distanced. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next newscast.